feel that rush, the moment's here. Gotta step it up, no time for fear. No bugging it down because I gotta feel it.
If you are a creator who shoots by yourself, you know this problem. You are out on the street trying to get a simple walking shot, and it ends up looking like this, shaky and unprofessional. The dream has always been to find one tool that can transform that into this, to let you be a true one-man film crew. So today we're putting this to the test. This is the new Scorp Mini 3, and I'm taking it on a street photography mission through Copenhagen to see if it can finally solve the solo shooter's dilemma. So the FeiyuTech Scorp Mini 3 is a small and light gimbal that you can use with mirrorless cameras, phones, action cameras and compact cameras. So it is a really versatile tool for you to go out and create. It comes with all of the well-known modes like pan follow, vortex mode, lock mode, hyperlapse and so on. So you don't miss anything when it comes to the functionality. On top of this, it also has a built-in AI function, which is some of the newer features that you see on gimbal these days. And I think it works pretty well for filming yourself, but I actually think there are some other functions of this gimbal that are even more usable, and I will get to this a little later in the video, of course. Okay, so here is my setup for today. I have deliberately chosen to use the Fuji X-M5 because this camera doesn't have any in-body stabilization, so we can see how this gimbal really can be used. So for video, if you don't have a gimbal on this camera, if you're not a little bit experienced in using it and you know the limits of a camera without stabilization, what you will get is shaky, unusable video clips, and nobody wants that, of course. So a small and nice gimbal like the Scorp Mini 3 isn't just nice to have, it is actually essential if you want to go out and use the Fuji X-M5 for video. First impressions on a real shoot day are all about speed. The axis locks and quick release plate mean I can go from my back to balanced in about a minute. This is where it gets really interesting. The handle comes off and becomes a completely wireless remote joystick. Now check this out. I recently did a review of the TP Nano wireless video transmitter from Gimbal, and if you use this with a gimbal like this, with the joystick, you get a lot of flexibility because you can see how the frame looks, and you can use the joystick of the gimbal to adjust the framing so it suits the composition that you would like to have. This is a really powerful tool if you are a solo shooter, and you can even animate the motion of the gimbal to get even more interesting shots and put some flow and motion into your scenes. This is seriously a pro level feature if you ask me, because you can animate the motion and where the camera should start and end, and how long it should take to move from point A to B to C. And this is just really a perfect example of being a one-man crew. The gimbal is getting my B-roll of me while I am focused on getting my photos. It's brilliant. Out on the street, the #1 job is transforming this into this. And this is where I love the design. This built-in sling handle is just smart. Usually this is an extra accessory you have to buy and bolt on. The fact that it's integrated into the design makes getting these comfortable low-angle shots so much easier. And of course, just as I was wrapping up this mission, I got the classic urgent request for a quick social clip for Instagram. So while I didn't record this switch out on the streets, I just want to show you how incredible fast you can go from mounting your camera to mounting your phone. This entire switch from my main horizontal camera to a vertical phone setup takes about 20 seconds and is completely tool-free. This is what they mean by 4-in-1 compatibility. Alright, so with the mission complete, what's the final verdict of the Scorp Mini 3? So let's start with the AI tracking. For a solo shooter, this can be a really handy feature, and it is something that is really nice to have on a gimbal. But my one critique about the AI function on this gimbal is that I wish I had a little bit more control of it, because it will focus on you when you give the hand gestures, and this is really great. But if you are making a video of somebody else and you want to use the AI, then you cannot activate it without the person being filmed using hand gestures as well. It would be really nice if there was some sort of way to activate the AI when you are behind the camera. So I hope they can make a firmware update of some sort to make this happen. Also, it would be really nice if we could use the AI function to track a object and not just a person, because sometimes you want to orb around a object, and it would be really nice if the tracking on the gimbal could help you make sure that this object was in the center of the frame. Perhaps, again, they can make this happen in a future update of the firmware. But when you look at the price of this gimbal, this is also where things get really crazy, I think, because this is a really cheap gimbal compared to some other models, and what you get for the price is actually really mind-blowing. Because in this version that I have here, you also get a fill light that you can use with the gimbal. You of course get the detachable handle joystick. You get these small tripod feet, which is really nice, because then you can place the gimbal on the ground if you are not using it for a moment, or if you are going to use the gimbal to shoot yourself, as I did. You also get a lot of different cables that you can use to attach to your camera or your phone or whatever. So you can start recording by using the button on the gimbal, which is really nice, I think. And then you get this smartphone mount, which is really cool because it has a fan built into it. So if you have a phone that's get really hot, then this will help to cool it down. But it also works as a vertical horizontal flipper. So you can just switch it around and then your phone will be in vertical mode, and you can switch it back and then you will be back in horizontal, which is really nice. So the amount of value that they pack for the price here is really pure value. And it's really nice to see that some people don't just put a high price to sell a product, but they also value the customers, I think. And I think the versatility also of this gimbal is really nice, because this gimbal is strong enough to handle some big mirrorless cameras with big lenses. It can also handle the Fuji camera here with no problem, but you can also use it with a phone or a compact camera. And this is actually something that some gimbals can't handle because they need a certain amount of weight to work properly, but this gimbal is built in to handle different kinds of devices, so it's suitable for a lot of different needs and people out there, I think. So is this the ultimate tool for a solo creator? For the price and for the sheer amount of creative tools and functions that they have packed into this gimbal, I think it's a really strong contender, and it gets really close. Let me know what you thought of the review and of the gimbal here. I would like to hear your thoughts about it. Also, FeiyuTech have provided me with a discount code. I will leave it here on the screen and in the description, so you can use it on checkout if you decide to buy this gimbal. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you around 4.
I'm the biggest in the game, I'm the one they talk about. Everybody know my name, my resume is loud.